Welcome to the Wizer Me worksheet PD that I've created here. I'm going to be toggling back and forth between the actual slide presentation I have and actually creating one quickly for you. What you're looking at right now is the screen that I have for my home page for Wizer, and I just want to get started for everybody so that we can see what's going on. The first thing you need to do is you need to go to wizer.me. It'll say app.wizer.me when you actually log in. This link actually does take you to it if you need to. And then you're going to click on the K-12 to get started. When you do, you'll just hit join. It's a very simple thing to do. I wouldn't worry about schools or anything like that right now. This is just a very basic way to get yourself started. Definitely want to say that you're a teacher. And it's really simple if you're already logged in with your Google account, because all you have to do is sign up with Google. It will automatically sign you up. If you aren't signed in with Google, let's say you're doing this at home and you haven't signed into your Google account yet, you can put in your school email and password and then just hit sign up. The students will actually log in to wizer.me using this Google button once they're starting their work with it. So when they actually do the assignments, my students usually just log into the Chromebooks, and then when we go to wizer.me, all they have to do is hit the red sign up with Google or sign in with Google, and it works out perfectly. And then once that's done, you'll get you'll have your home page. This is what mine currently looks like, but you'll be registered and you'll be able to start making your worksheets. You can fill in your information about schools and things like that too, so that it knows what school you're from. And you'll do things with tags, but that'll be another time. Right now this is more about actually just making a Wizer worksheet. And to do that, what you're going to do is just click on the plus button here to get yourself started. It'll start a new one. When you do that, we'll begin. Now I've actually embedded into this making a worksheet slide with a video that you can watch after this if you'd like, but the video itself is pretty much going to explain what I'm going to go over here in the next couple of minutes. So if I'm not clear enough, you can watch this video and it should help. So once you get started, you're going to see a screen like this where you add a task. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually toggle back to a worksheet that I'm going to create in front of you right now. So I'm currently at my own Wizer screen. You can see that it's an active screen. Folders and other things will come up later. But if I hit create a worksheet, what you're going to instantly see is that you can put in any of these tasks. The first thing you're going to want to do is put your title, and it's really simple. You just click there and you begin. Let's say that I'm going to do an addition worksheet. Okay, so I already have a title, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a task. You have anything from an open-ended question to multiple choice, fill in the blank. You can upload an image and fill one there, matching tables. I mean, you'll play with all these things to figure out which one works best for you. But for something like an addition one, you could actually just have a fill in the blank and they could fill it out. And so you simply just pick on whatever one you want to do first. So since it's an addition one, I think what I'd probably do is do a open question or a fill in the blank. And here's where I'd actually just fill in what to do. And you can do additional things here. So for example, your instructions, this is probably where you would write the problem. 4 plus 8 equals, and then you have your question mark. And down here is the student answer. Now all I would simply do is hit done for that question, and I'm ready to move on to my next one. Every time you hit done, what it does is it allows you to start a new question. Now with this type of a question, Wizer will not grade it. You're going to have to go in and grade it on your own. But at least this gives you an idea of how easy it is for you to begin doing a Wizer. Like that. Now, with a word of caution on any of them that you have fill in the blank or uh, fill in on image, spelling matters 100%. And it must be exactly the way you spell it. If it's capitalized, it has to be capitalized. If it's lowercase, it has to be lowercase. So in my directions, I always add what the students must do. I usually put in a word bank in part of the instruction so that they know how to spell it. But what is nice is that when you go back into check for the assessment, which I'll show later, not in this video, it'll be another one, you can change that. Now, when it comes to matching, table, even sorting, those will automatically grade on their own. Multiple choice will do that too. I'm going to show you how that works in a minute. So after you've chosen your task, you add your question. Here gives you an example of one that is multiple choice. So you can see that what I've done here is this is just an example. What is 7 multiplied by 8 equal? And this time I used multiple choice, and I put in. They usually give you 3 original answers that you can give. All you have to do is to click down below to get more. So I actually ended up doing 4. You always want to mark your correct answer. And like I said, when you're done, you click done. And it never hurts to click the save button all the time. It won't stop you. It won't take you away from the page you're working on. It just simply saves what you've been working on. Now, just a few examples, and then I'll go back to finishing up on what to do. This is a matching one where when the kids click on one thing, they can draw a line to match to the other. That one, again, is graded by Wizer. You don't have to do it. Here's another example of one that is, you just click on the correct answer, you click the number. I use this, a lot of these you'll see are examples from when I did the human body unit for science. And then another one here is where there's an embedded video where the kids actually can click on it, watch it, and beneath what you can't see here are actually questions that go right along with that video. So I know this is really quick, and once you get playing with it, you can really figure out what to do. But it does a really great job of providing alternative ways of assessment and highly engaging the students. Now what I've done is I've actually gone back to my home screen. One quick thing, you see that little smiley face. That means that I've actually shared that folder with another teacher. Mrs. Mahan and I shared a human body folder together, and we have lots of things that we've worked. One bit of caution, if you do end up doing a pre and post test, one thing you're going to want to do is duplicate your quizzes because it'll put both scores on the same test. So you can see I teach 2 classes science, so I have made a Rios and a Hatch assessment, and the reason why I did that is so that I wouldn't have 2 classes on one. This is actually their pre-assessment, and then you can see down again as a post-assessment down here. I just changed the image that was with it. But what I wanted to show you right now is just what it looks like really quick. So this is the one that we used for the respiratory system. It's always good to save stuff, but this is just what it looks like. This is what the students will actually see. Another name for the windpipe, they need to click on what it is. Here's one where there's matching, and this is the one that's actually not matching, but it's filling on an image. So what they do is they click this little blue button, and it's for A, and there's the word bank. But what I said is spelling counts all lower, and it actually should say case. So what's nice is even though Wizer will grade this, if it's not spelled correct, but they have the right answer, you can go in and change it at the end. Again, we have multiple choice, multiple choice, multiple choice, multiple choice. So you can do a range of questions. You don't just have to have one type of question. I know that wasn't the best example, but I'll try to show another one where we might have a little bit more range in the type of questioning that we have. As a matter of fact, I'll show you what the pre and post human body assessment tests look like because that has several things on it, and it saved, I figured, me doing the entire test on paper versus this over 100 pages of paper that I would have printed. But when my students did their pre and post assessments. Right here was filling on the image with A, and again you can just see that that's all they have to do. And then the final thing that we need to go over is we have to figure out how to assign this. So the way to assign it is once you're here and you've got it completely finished and however you want to do it, you simply click Assign to Student, and then this screen will pop up. I use Google Classroom a lot. So the first thing you want to do is name your assignment, and then you can use a Google Classroom or a link to share with the students. I use Google Classroom. It goes right in there. The kids can click right on it. It will bring up Wizer without them even having to type in the web page, and then they can just log in using their Google accounts, which they're already signed into. They can use that red button. And I always click yes for automatic feedback, because what it does is if it's a test where I make the questions so that I know the computer can assess them, because the written ones you have to do on your own, I always send it back. But I always tell the kids to take it with a bit of a grain of salt, especially if there's fill in the blank, because I have to make sure that they didn't miss something based on spelling. And then when you've done that, you will actually click on this, and I'll show you what that looks like, and it takes you into your Google Classroom. So all we have here is just me assigning it. I hit assign to my students. I've already named it Unit 2 Prefix and Suffix. This is one I use for language arts. You can see that this can toggle on and off. You can shuffle the questions if you like. It doesn't really matter. This is the second time I went through. When you click on it, this is what should pop up. And then you can choose your class from here. Hatch reading, choose an action. Because it's a link, I always do make an announcement. So I don't have to put, they don't have to turn it in. And then it just does it right for here on your own. So I'm going to put suffixes. Then I just scroll down and I hit post. Now if you want to, you can view it, and since for the sake of showing it to you, I'll go into my classroom account. And this is what my kids would see. They simply click on Wizer Me. Since I'm already logged in, it goes right to it. But they would log in clicking on the red Google tab. And here it is. And so they're ready to start taking their assessment here. So hopefully this wasn't too long. That video that I have embedded in this presentation or in the Google Slides is only about 5.5 minutes, so it'd be much faster than what I just did. But if any questions, please feel free to email me here. Hope this is useful, and good luck using Wizer.